In a small village lived a craftsman, Geppetto. One day he decided to make a wooden toy. He said to himself, I will make a little boy and call him Pinocchio. He searched everywhere for a good piece of wood. To his good luck, he came upon a piece of pine wood. After examining the wood, he began to carve it. He worked tirelessly for many hours and finally his hard work paid off. He carved a beautiful wooden puppet boy who he named Pinocchio. He wished Pinocchio were a real boy. The blue fairy heard Geppetto, decided to grant him his wish, and made Pinocchio come to life. As time flew, Pinocchio and Papa Geppetto grew fond of each other and started enjoying each other's company. Pinocchio wished with all his heart to go to school. But sadly, Papa Geppetto did not have enough money to send him to school, so he sold his coat for some money. He then called Pinocchio over, gave him the money to buy some stationery, and asked him to go straight to school and not roam around. Pinocchio set out to go to school, but on his way he saw a circus. He forgot Papa Geppetto's warning and went to see the circus, where there was a huge crowd. Suddenly, he found himself locked up in a cage. He started to cry, and soon the blue fairy came and helped him release from the cage. She warned him never to repeat the same mistake and to obey his father. The next day, Pinocchio set out again for school. While crossing the forest on his way, he met a cat and a fox. Now, the cat and the fox were extremely cunning. When they saw Pinocchio carrying money, they stopped him in his tracks and asked him where he was going. Pinocchio replied that he was going to buy some school stationery. On hearing this, the fox convinced Pinocchio that the money he was carrying would not be sufficient to buy the stationery. The fox then suggested that Pinocchio gave him the money and he would plant it in the magical forest where the money would multiply. Poor little Pinocchio believed the fox's lies. Over time, Pinocchio realized that he had been cheated as he didn't find the money and started to cry. Hearing his cries, the blue fairy again appeared and asked the Pinocchio about the money. Pinocchio lied by making some excuses. While he continued lying, his nose grew longer and longer. The fairy realized that he was lying. She asked, Are you telling the truth, Pinocchio? He replied, Sorry, I was scared of being scolded. The fairy warned him again and helped by returning the money. The next day, Pinocchio met the circus owner on his way to school. The circus owner was angry when he saw Pinocchio as he thought that Pinocchio had run away from the circus. To punish him, he threw Pinocchio into the deep blue sea, where the giant whale swallowed him. Back home, Papa Geppetto grew anxious about Pinocchio as he didn't heard from him. He searched everywhere until a fisherman said that he saw a wooden puppet boy being thrown into the sea. Hearing this, Geppetto went to the sea and was immediately swallowed by the same giant whale. When Papa Geppetto and Pinocchio saw each other, they ran and hugged each other and started crying. Pinocchio promised his father he would change, he better, and obey him. Hearing them cry, the blue fairy that helped Pinocchio appeared again and rescued them from the whale's stomach. Pinocchio thanked the blue fairy and promised he would always listen to his father. The fairy was glad and granted his wish to be a real human boy. From that day onwards, Papa Geppetto and Pinocchio lived happily ever after.